Hey everyone, Sharp Eye for Coins here. I was getting some work done, and then I received an email from the US Mint, like you all probably did, just maybe a half hour ago or so, depending on when you're watching this, about the American Liberty 2021 High Relief Gold Coin. Now, I had known about this just from an announcement a while back about the new design or the new take on Liberty, being, as you see here, symbolized in an equine version, or a horse here, bucking horse. The US Mint, let's read what they said. The United States Mint celebrates modern interpretations of the concept of American liberty, exploring the theme beyond the classical tradition of portraits of allegorical liberty, otherwise stated as the female personification of liberty, or the angel of liberty. Since its establishment more than 225 years ago, the U.S. Mint has issued a vast array of coins with the concept of liberty personified by allegorical female figures. The 2021 American Liberty Gold Proof Coin offers a different interpretation, a bold and breathtaking representation of the determination and power of the passion for American liberty. The 2021 American Liberty High Relief Gold Coin is struck 24 karat gold. The obverse is featuring a wild American Mustang horse bucking off a Western style saddle, evoking the throwing off of the yoke of British rule during the American Revolution. Well, it evokes a lot of stuff. I don't know if that's the first thing that you think about when you see this, but let's talk about that in a minute. The horse is centered on a rising sun with the inscriptions of Liberty and God We Trust in 2021. So let's look at this design here. I think the artist here, the designer, Beth Zykan, did a wonderful and masterful job of designing this horse. It's pretty amazing. The wild mane, definitely bucking in a wild thrashing movement to throw off that saddle. Now, is that saddle British rule, or is it just the horse not wanting to be tamed? Which, hey, it could evoke the meaning of freedom, right? And horses are a symbol of freedom, and another word for liberty is freedom. So I like it. It doesn't have to be the angel of liberty, and maybe it is the angel of liberty, just in a horse or equine form. I'm all down with it. I like it. I like it a lot. Here's my issue with it, though, and this is my problem. And of course, I'm interested to hear anyone else's opinion on this new take on liberty, whether you like it or you don't like it. Be interesting to know your thoughts. A lot of people just want to stick with the female representation. Well, this horse is female. It's just not a female human form. But if it's a spirit or an angel, it could take all different forms, right? We don't have to be all speciesist about it. This is my issue. I don't like the sun. Am I nitpicking? I think about this sun. It really threw me off when I saw this design. Because this sun, to me, is very minimalist and almost seems like Art Deco. I mean, to me, it really conflicts with what, in my mind, is like a very Western, American Western style design. I think that's a Western style saddle, but I don't know, just maybe it's my ignorance or what, but I don't know, I just don't like the sun, and it threw me off. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Overall, I really do like this design. I think it's well done. Beth Zykan, she designed only one other a medal for the US Mint, one I did not buy, the women's suffrage centennial medal. Her background is in, is in with the natural world, painting and illustrating animals and what is this? It says here, animals and landscapes. So if you look at some of her illustrations here, you can see why she was a fantastic choice for designing that horse. I mean, some of these works are amazing. She's got a detailed knowledge of the anatomy of animals, and she really does an amazing job depicting them. I wish she had some knowledge of symbolism in terms of the sun. I think something a little bit less deco would have been more appropriate, but that's just me. It's just one guy's opinion. Overall, amazing job on the horse. So, she got 1 out of the 2 right. So I couldn't help myself. I had another minute really talking about whether or not I was going to buy this, but something just kept eating away at me, and it was that question that I had a suspicion about that saddle and what the U.S. Mint is saying about bucking off the British rule, or British, what did they say? The yoke of British rule. So let me get this right. It's they admit, it's a Western style saddle they're bucking off, evoking the throwing off the yoke of British rule during the American Revolution. What doesn't make sense to me is, wouldn't it be an English style saddle? And was there even a Western style saddle during the American Revolution? I don't know. What? When was the Western style saddle invented? The Western saddle, as we know it, began development in the early 1800s. So what the U.S. Mint is saying makes no sense. It makes no sense. WTF. I was talking about being very interested in purchasing this coin, even though I didn't like the sun. But now I'm just mad. If they're going to come out with some BS about throwing off the yoke of British rule, then you should have a English style saddle on it. Now, it lends itself to my first interpretation, which is just a wild horse that wants to be free and bucking off, a saddle, and because it's untamable, it's freedom, right? You can't put a harness around freedom. If they went and said that, I would be all for it. But now I'm mad because it's a mistake. Good job, U.S. Mint. It's like the motto on the Air Force. Integrity always comes first. Thank you, Paula Bloom. But what the? So I am not going to buy this coin. Not unless they release it at Melt. So, thank you for watching. Sorry for my rant. Sharp Eye for Coins saying, please comment with your thoughts. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Every little bit helps. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Poor job, U.S. Mint. Poor job.